see you in slow motion. Come stay the night, we can stay up till it's bright. In the morning, got the top open. Come take a ride, we can go where you like. I wanna see you in.
Oh, that's really dope. That's really dope, because I think it was you. People were talking about you and who's this dude? I think the Tanzanian guys were talking about. And,
which one? Was it Tanzanian?
Was it Tanzanian or was it which country?
There was South Africa, Sierra Leone, Zambia.
The South African dude guys were talking about also being really dope. It was you and I think also the Zambian dude.
Yeah.
That was really dope cypher because it got a lot of good responses.
Yeah.
As far as I checked.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you hope to gain from, and achieve in the Kenyan music scene?
For me, really, I've got like a lot of very, very strong ideologies when it comes to art. And for me, I create first of all for myself. So anytime I'm putting out anything, before I care about numbers, before I care about whether anyone likes it, it's like a very selfish act. I do it simply because it's like therapy. So if I'm doing music, I don't know if I hope to gain much because I don't like to put expectations on it. That sort of, I think, influences how you put out your art. Once you start thinking, okay, I have this goal, blah, 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 you start changing.
Well, kind of thinking ahead, like...
Yeah. I have no plans, like it's freestyle. I came in, hopped on the scene, I said I want to do this thing, so I'm going to do it for as long as I want to. I might not want to do it in like a year, I might want to do it for the next 15 years. I'm very freestyle in my art. So yeah, but for the Kenyan music scene, I just want, for me, if there's something I could hope to achieve is I want people to see how I do things and think, I don't have to compromise my style for the charts, for what people think. I don't have to look the same like everyone. And then I think a lot of like Kenyan music is very cosmetic. Like a lot of the people who I feel make it are people who, they know these people, they run with this popular crew, or they look like this, they're rich. And then the music somewhere falls in between. They're like, oh yeah, blah. By the way, they can write, they can spit. But I think all like those gimmicks and all those other things need to be stripped away, and then let's just go back to the bars, because that's what's lacking right now on mainstream. It's very influenced by other social internet stuff.
All right. Now let me make you think a little bit.
Okay.
Top 5 dead or alive of all time.
People ask me that all the time, but it always changes and I can never...
It's fine because also my list changes. Like, I normally leave the 5th spot open because normally that switches depending on who I'm listening to.
Yeah.
But, for example, my top 5 is, I know, in no particular order, so don't come after me with those comments. In no particular order, I know Jay-Z is on there.
Yeah.
Big is on there. Andre 3000 is there.
Okay.
And sometimes I change between Eminem and Lil Wayne.
Okay.
But it's, I don't know, it keeps changing. Then I leave just the 5th spot open in case if I'm listening to Kendrick. Kendrick can actually fit there.
Yeah.
Or you can go old school and go, Rakim can also fit there.
Okay.
Or you can have, although people tend to think maybe Tupac exists outside the top 10 even.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, so just give me like yours in no particular.
So you want my top 5 rappers or top 5 artists?
Let's start top 5 rappers.
My top 5 rappers in no particular order at the moment.
Yes, at the moment.
Jay-Z is always on my list. I say Kendrick because it's like poetry. It doesn't even feel like rap anymore. It's like, yeah. Let's see who else I would put there. Tierra Whack is there right now. Chip is on there. And the last one I would say at the moment, gosh, what would that be? I really don't want to settle. I would say...
You could use the approach of leaving the 5th spot open.
Sure, let's leave the fifth one open. But see now I've put a lot of like, you know what, it's fine. Let's go that list for now because that's what I'm listening to.
Alright, I've seen your comments about the list.
Yeah.
The top 50.
Yeah. Which one? There's very many lists flying around.
Let's start with the one that sparked this whole conversation, that even some guy somewhere decided, okay, top 50 Kenyan rappers.
Yeah.
But I have my issues with that list, but let's start with the international one.
Yeah.
Where do you think Joe Budden should be?
Not on the list. Sorry.
At all?
At all.
Dang.
But then again, I'm not a big fan of American rap.
Should the list be expanded?
Top 50. He should not be top 50. Like
Would
I
you say
said.
top 100? Top 100?
Top 100, yeah, but he would be like late 90s down there. He's not top 50 to me, for me. You see,
Fair.
like those
Fair.
lists, it's an opinion.
Fair. Okay, so yeah, just like tell me your thoughts about that. Like, what did you think about those lists? The first one, and then there's another one that came up, which now I think had Nicki, I think, ranking above Lil Wayne, and then guys were just like, okay, Drake is also ranking way high. Kendrick is not on the list. Cole is not on the list.
Yeah, for me, see, I'm just gonna, there's so many lists flying around, and I'm gonna say music, like any other mode of culture, is about taste. And tastes are influenced by so many things. By your cultural background, the capital you have socially, economically, and stuff like that, who you know, whether the charts support you. So, like, your taste changes. So the artist you support is based off of, you know, what you're surrounded by and what you hear. So all these lists are very subjective, and I don't think anybody can come up with a list that everybody would be comfortable with. So I'd rather we just not make any lists.
Or I think someone on Twitter suggested that. Sorry, someone suggested that. Because hip hop has existed, let's say, primarily for 40 years plus.
Yeah.
How about splitting it into those 4 decades, and then you pick the top 50 from each, or top 20 from each decade?
But the thing is, what is the criteria we'll use? Why put this on and why not put this? Like, there's so much that goes into it. You can't just make a list. Yours might be, I don't know, flow, swag, lyricism. Mine might be popularity, number of singles sold, all that. Like, there's so many different criteria that I don't think anybody can come up with a list. And like I told you, in one of my freestyles, like the first bar is who's real and who's not. That's a convo I don't deal with. Like, I just rather not. Yeah, because if even my own list changes all the time, we're talking top 5 and I can't even settle. How are we supposed to come up with? No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, Tip. Oi. Oi, 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 oi.
All right. So, what do you see? Have you ever thought about like what? Okay, you told me you're taking it like a step at a time, you're freestyling.
Yeah.
But have you thought about what you would see yourself doing in 10, 15 years? Like, either as, let's say you're retired, or you're just an OG but you're still doing music. Have you thought about what you would be doing in like an industry?
Like, for me, I said music is one of the ways in which I express myself. Beyond that, I am in the art industry in general. From visual arts to other modes of performing arts and stuff like that. So, to architecture. So, like, I don't really want to just zoom in on the music.
Okay, let's change the question and say within art. What would you see yourself doing?
One thing that I've always wanted to become a curator for contemporary African arts.
Paintings.
Galleries. Mm-hmm. So there's the biggest museum for contemporary African art is called the Zeitmoker. Mm-hmm. It's in Cape Town. I want to be the lead curator at the Zeitmoker. So if you ask me where I would want to be in like the next 20 years, somewhere there along the line, on my way to, you know, running the gallery. Yeah.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting because I asked Barack one time, I asked Steph one time, like what they see themselves doing, and they said they would want to guide other artists, like to, you know, in the right path. Like they would want to be the OG that, you know, opens doors instead of just like, yeah, I'm still around, I'm still making music, you stay here.
Yeah.
So that's actually interesting. Like art, people actually wouldn't think that like curating art would be something to do, but it would be fun.
It is, because curating art, even as they're talking about like guiding other people, that's curation, because curation is about seeing an artist, seeing their work, and being like, okay, this is dope, I see your vision, and this is how I will make it open to a larger audience in a way that you both benefit and you don't have to compromise on your principles as an artist. So yeah, there's different ways. It's basically like being a guardian of the art world. Yeah, so curation and various fronts.
All right. Let's switch to. Oh my god, I even forgot the question. Actually, yeah. Do you think Kenya needs its own music / hip hop awards? Like, do you think that's necessary? Do you think we're ready for that step in? Because we normally go, like the artists that are selected normally go for the MTV Awards, BET Awards, Afrima. Yeah. But do you think like we need something locally, like to celebrate us, or it's not that time yet?
We need it, but we need it at the right time. Right now, I don't think as a collective we have pushed the pen. And I know it's a very big, like it's a blanket statement, but I just think that's the truth. Because people can get into lengthy debates about West African hip hop, Southern African hip hop, but Kenyan hip hop, East African hip hop, it's not a thing, like we can count them on the fingertips. So what we need is to open up the industry, have more people come in, put out more quality music, and then we will deserve to have an award ceremony where we all recognize and stuff like that. But right now it's crunch time. Like we need to define our sound or our sounds as Kenyans, as East Africans, and then everything else will come from there.
So you think if someone just came up with like an idea or a proposal and said, okay, I want to create this, do you think it would be accepted, or it would just be, yeah, your idea is cool, but
to create what, an award show?
Yeah, to create an award show.
Right now, no, I don't think so. I'm even thinking about what award shows do I know from Kenya, and
we used to have. Let's say we used to have. For those of you who remember, old people, Chagolatinis.
Okay, yeah, my sister talks about that.
We used to have. Actually, that used to be the main one.
But at that time, who were the artists that were there? That's like Issa generation, Juakali times. Yeah. Those were people that we had a sound. You understand? And that's why everybody gets so nostalgic over that type of music, because those people at that time, they weren't trying to be this. They were like, this is where we come from. This is our music, and this is how it's different.
Yeah. So thank you very much for doing this. I hope to talk to you again maybe after the EP comes out, but you'll be very busy. I'm sure you'll be very busy.
No, make time. There's always time.
Yeah, there's always time, but yeah, it's good to be busy as well.
Yeah.
It's good to be busy as well. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Steph the rapper.
Thank you.
We see you in slow motion. Come stay the night, we can stay up till it's bright. In the morning, got the top open. Come take a ride, we can go where you like. I wanna see you in slow motion. Come stay the night.